Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Arizona Dreams. Today we're going to talk about, these are a few of my favorite things, if you will. These are non-statistically based, totally opinion based, where I would live, because I've been asked several times, would you live there? And I'm going to give you my list of areas around the valley first that I would live, both with and without a family, and then other areas outside of the valley that I would live. The areas that I personally like and have lived in or would not mind living in as a single man would be Tempe, Ahwatukee, Phoenix, Scottsdale, and then from there maybe some of the outlying West Valley cities, but those seem to me to be more family oriented, and you got to be choosy on those cities where you're going as a single guy and what's affordable to your salary and income. But that's my personal opinion. There's no concern about school stats, no concern about crime stats, no concern about safety, whatever. There's no stats. That's just my personal opinion. I liked those areas. I thought they were fun to be in. Now, some of you may say, well, what's so cool about those cities? For me, when I was single, what I found was there was a lot of activity going on for a guy to do, a younger guy to do, and even an older guy to do. Ahwatukee, Scottsdale, Tempe, Phoenix all offer a really good option set of entertainment, like movie, restaurant, bar, sports bars, clubs, whatever. And then the activity things like, basketball, bowling, golf. Golf it's hard to not find a golf course around here. So for me, it was more about what can I do in those cities. It's not to say that they're better cities than any other ones, because I will tell you, going into my family list, these cities offer some of the same things, but they just seem to be more family driven than those other cities. And it's not to say you can't raise a family in Ahwatukee. We looked there. It's not to say you can't do it in Tempe. I know people that have done it, and we looked there. It's not to say it can't be done in Phoenix or Scottsdale. It can. I'm just saying, as a single guy, that made the most sense to me, and that's why I like them. As a family guy, I will give you my list. Gilbert is probably one of our favorites, mine and my family's. East Mesa, some of the new sections of East Mesa, I really like that area. Fountain Hills, I enjoyed that, but it's more retirement. So understand that my family really likes more of a quiet, not crazy, lots of activity going on. We like to be able to go to the activity and then come back and retreat to our quiet space. So that may not be right for you. Scottsdale would be okay, but it's a little pricey for family. So I don't know if I would jump to that. And I liked Anthem, but the problem for me with Anthem was that it was so far away. But this isn't about distance, it's about what are the cities that I thought were really cool for family. That's the East and North Valley. On the West Valley, I like Litchfield. I think that's a nice area. I like Buckeye. I think that's an up-and-coming area. And I think those are great for families. And there's a plethora of other ones out there. There's some areas of Peoria that are just amazing. And there are some areas of Peoria that I don't know that I would want to raise my family there. So there's some around the valley. And the reasons why is there seem to be more family activity driven in those areas. Gilbert's putting in a brand new multi-million-dollar park in southern Gilbert. Mesa's putting in all kinds of new builds going out in East Mesa past the 202. And they're trying to make them more family community driven so that, the new communities are driving new schools and new parks and whatever. Fountain Hills, it's surrounded by a fountain that sits in mountains. So it's not growing. It's pretty much landlocked. It's not going to grow, but just the scenery and the sights and scenery that are there and the sounds. Scottsdale, same thing. There's lots of options for families to do. They've got ice skating rinks, yes, in the valley. There's movie theaters, and there's plenty of kid activities, and there's still a lot of growth. But like I said, it's a little more expensive. On the other side, going over to the West Valley, there's a lot of growth happening, and it's very family-driven growth, similar to what I was saying about East Mesa. So those are my valley choices. Now, throwing caution to the wind and assuming that I'm tied to no job and no family, and I'm just a single guy, and I want to live someplace in Arizona, and I want to do what I like to do. So I like outdoor stuff. I love to fish. I love to camp. I've flirted with hunting, and I think I would like to do that some more. But I love the outdoors. I also like some of the sports stuff. So the cities that I would really consider moving to if a job was not of a concern: Flagstaff, I would definitely go up in that area. Prescott Valley, one of those two, but not in the downtown. I would be out on the skirts. Sedona for the same thing. I would get out of the downtown area because it's way overcrowded for my taste. But there's so much to do there, especially for an outdoorsy person. So those on that side. Then going over to the other side, I like Payson. Payson is more, it's a slower crawl of pace, but there's a lot of outdoors. It's on the rim. There's a lot of woods. There's water there. So there's a lot of opportunity for a cabin, etc. Same thing going through over to like Pine Top and Show Low. Those would round out my north of the valley selections. And for the obvious reasons, they offer a lot of that option. I would consider Tucson around Mount Lemmon, just because I like Mount Lemmon and the option of the things that I can do on Mount Lemmon. Other than that, I don't know that I would jump too much on Tucson area. Oro Valley is supposed to be a pretty cool tech town, and I work in tech, so that might intrigue me a little bit, but I don't know that I would want to stay there. There's a lot of state left to be seen, and as we go, I'm sure I'll amend this list. I hope you enjoyed my family and single guy list of where we would go. Check back for the next video. Ring the bell for the alerts. Subscribe. And just take care.